My name is Mitchell Cushman and I'm the co-creator of Brantwood.
My name is Julie Tepperman and I'm also the co-creator of Brantwood.
Both Julie and I run site-specific theatre companies in Toronto. We've done a lot of immersive theatre work, and when Michael Rubinoff got interested in creating a large immersive show for his students, he approached us. And then we ended up here in this beautiful empty school in Oakville, creating a show way larger than anything we've worked on before.
When you go to a normal theater, normally I go and I have to subway or drive downtown Toronto, and then I park, and then I go into this beautiful theater with a lobby, and then we go in and we sit in a seat and we see something a couple hundred feet away, and that's it. That's our experience. Site-specific theater takes the audience out of that comfort zone and forces you to engage directly with the action, with the actors, with the environment itself. It's like standing next to Meryl Streep while she's doing something in Into the Woods, or standing next to Kevin Spacey in House of Cards as he's screaming at someone in the face. That's awesome. That's something you don't get anywhere else. That's something theater can provide that film, television, video games, nothing else does. And that's what makes Brantwood so exciting.
We're riffing off of the true historical facts, which is that this school has been here since 1920. It was closed down a couple of years ago. It's going to become commercial condos. So the premise behind what we're doing is the audience will be treated as if they are alumni who've attended the school in different graduating classes all the way back through the school's history, and they'll be gathered together for one last school event, school reunion before the building gets closed down, and we'll be hurtled back through 100 years of activity at Brantwood.
So the audience is free to follow, there are about 40 actors, follow them throughout the building, and every actor often plays 2 to 3 characters. So often before the audience's eyes, an actor will transition from one character, meaning from one decade, to another character who lives in another decade.
If I was to sum up sort of the heart of Brantwood, it's just that everybody has an individual story to tell, and that everybody's story is important to be heard. And by listening to each other's stories, we can learn and grow. And I think theater is all about storytelling, and I think that's what Brantwood is about too, and it's just taking that to a new extreme of that everybody's story on the stage matters.
We're excited about the idea that each audience member will see a different version of the show, and you'd have to attend the production many, many times to see everything, but a lot of the material does repeat twice within the show to give people a chance both to see things they haven't seen before, but also to see an event from a different perspective.
Because we have a 1-hour play we're writing per decade, there's about 11 hours of material.
All happening simultaneously.
The Canadian Musical Theatre Project is going to help me in the sense that it's brought theatre professionals in Canada that I personally wouldn't have been able to work with outside of school. So having one name on your resume, or even learning from one of these people, is priceless. It's completely priceless. You can't get this type of education anywhere else.
Like, schools don't do this. Sheridan is unprecedented, and we are just so lucky to be training in a facility where the faculty has our backs and is looking out for us and wants the best for us and is so passionate about theater just as much as we are. There truly is no school in the world that is doing this.
Well, Sheridan comes with triple threat performers, which is pretty fantastic. That we have really strong actors, singers, and dancers at our disposal has really just blown open the possibilities as we've been creating.
As well as just imagining something on this larger scale. I mean, this is not at all your typical student show. It's not your typical professional show. The scope of imagination is so large, and I think Sheridan's really trying to prepare its students for what theater might look like in the future, as opposed to looking backwards at maybe what it's been.
In some cases, other schools will have these professionals come in and direct a show or produce a show, but they won't be creating a show. So not only are we able to get credits as the original performers in these shows, we're also learning from them, and we're learning about our own craft by working with professionals. There's so many facets of this that are positive.
Another thing that's really unique about the project is that the students are part of the development process. So we've been working together, storyboarding, creating the characters, the plots, figuring out what happens in which space. And as we develop the script, and as the composers develop the music, we'll be using them in a workshop scenario to help with that. And it's kind of unique in that we've been writing specifically for this class. So their pictures have been on our wall as we've been developing. They've been very much at the forefront of our imaginations.